Having a shooting schedule is important for production. With a shooting schedule, you're able to keep track on when things are meant to be filmed and edited. It will make sure you keep in line with what is meant to be done and make sure you have specific time frames to get things completed in time for. If you're using actors or interviewing people like I am, having a shooting schedule will mean you can tell them the specific day and time on when you're filming. If they can't do that day, in the end, you can then reschedule, knowing what days you're then available and then the days you can't. Or if you could then fit it into another day that another shot is being filmed on. With a shooting schedule, it can mean that you could book certain equipment or locations for a specific amount of time. It could also mean the result of certain things not being available if the date is changed as well. So you would also have to be prepared for something like that to happen. And then you would also have to then try and work out when that equipment is available. So it's important that you're ahead of the game and then don't expect for the equipment to be there for you on any time because other people could use it or it just generally isn't available if you're hiring it out. So it's important to make sure that you either have your own equipment or you have but mark certain days and try to make sure you keep to it, or you'll just have to try and compromise. For me, it's difficult in having an allocated time frame. This is because I have to rely on people knowing what days they're free so I can interview them. So they may be available on a day for only a certain amount of time, and I may feel that I won't have enough time to interview them and make sure they feel comfortable in their whole situation, in their whole environment. So I want them to also feel comfortable. So I have a chat with them, or just having a general conversation between me, Jordan, and the other person. So then we feel comfortable then to just get into the interview straight away. In addition, they may have a certain time available, but I may not be able to meet them in that in that time frame, and then get a full interview. Also, sometimes people could do something. People may be able to do it until the last minute, which will mean I'll have to reschedule. So for me, I'm planning to I'm asking each person at a time on when they're available, and then booking the interview with them. So then, obviously, I then know that I have a certain amount of time where I could ask them on when they could do the interview, and then if they change it, I know that soon after I could then say, "Oh, can we do this day instead?" So three other interviews will be easier to conduct at any moment. Those are my parents and my brother. This is obviously because I live with them, and I could ask them at home if I wanted to, as long as there's enough time. But also because I'm generally with them, I know their schedule, and then when I could do my interview with them and know my schedule as well. So for people like Lewis, Spider, and Mr. Sanders, I know that I need to contact them to figure out when they're available and what's the best time for them. So for my interview with Lewis, I originally had scheduled an interview for the 3rd of November, but he told me that he no longer could do that day. So we organised to meet on that week on the Sunday, which was the 5th of November. But yeah, so that was lucky because I knew I was available on that weekend, and I knew that he would be as well. So it was easy to just organise it straight after him saying that he couldn't do the 3rd of November. So yeah, that was pretty easy and simple to do. And then with the interviews with Spider, I needed to contact him to then explain what I was doing, but then ask what days he was available and when he would be in around the Roundhouse. But yeah, I'll have the screenshots. I have screenshots of the conversation, so yeah, you can see the conversation we had. But I knew that because he was gonna be around the Roundhouse a lot, that was obviously the best place to have the interview, and it was just me getting an understanding on when I wanted to do the interview and when he was then available, and then trying to compromise and see when the best time is. But yeah, overall, the shooting schedule is really important because it makes sure that you keep track on all your deadlines, and it means that you then have a good idea on when you want to start editing and go into post production, and it also means that the you won't be delayed in when the actual product comes out.